Hey, welcome back. We're going to talk Earlham golf again this week. We had a chance to get you updated last week. Coach is back with us again this week to talk about the end of the year, which is hard to believe. Now, I just came from outside. It's a beautiful day, but it's kind of cold.
Yeah.
So I guess we are getting to that point of the year.
It's golf weather. This is perfect. This is perfect golf weather.
Well, give us an update. Let's start with the women first.
Yep.
Conference tournament last week, right?
Conference championship was this past weekend. It went okay.
Yeah.
The first day was kind of rough. We struggled pretty mightily on the back nine the first day, but I was really proud of them. They were resilient going into Sunday, and we actually broke the school record on Sunday. We shot 361.
Good.
Erin Monroe shot her personal lifetime best of 83 after a really rough 102 the first day.
Wow.
And then Hannah Torsdahl went 92, 91 for us, which with her injury and her illness the entire season, I was really happy to kind of see her kind of get back to where she knows that she can play. Her swing was there. This weekend was more of just kind of shaking off the rust.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she shook off the rust at the conference championship. And then Emma Wilkins had a really good 2 days. She went 90, 91, or 90, 92 as well. So overall, I was really happy with the way they kind of fought all weekend. But we kind of dug ourselves in too big of a hole on Saturday.
Yeah.
We actually played better than the 5th and 6th place team on Sunday, but we were still too far behind to really make up any ground. So we finished 7th, kind of like the men's did last spring, where we were on our own island at 7th place. The women's team was kind of on their own island at 7th place too. So I think they know what they need to do moving into the off season, and it kind of gave them that. The last round kind of gave them that oomph moving into the off season. They know kind of now what we're capable of shooting, and can kind of move forward in the off season to get stronger for the spring season.
Hey, before we talk about the off season for the women, you mentioned falling behind a little bit. That does happen a little bit, doesn't it? I mean, then by the time you play well, you're too far behind.
Yeah, we were in really good shape going into the back nine on Saturday. We were really confident. Unfortunately, I think it's holes 11, 12, and 13 there. It's a tough stretch there. Yeah. We played it kind of as the wind was kind of howling a little bit. It really wasn't too bad weather that first day, but the wind was kind of going a little bit towards those 3 holes. And that's kind of, if you looked at where we kind of lost out, that was it. Erin, she struggled on 11, 12, and 13. Hannah struggled on 11, 12, and 13. It was across the board. Yeah. That's kind of where we, if those 3 holes don't happen, or we play better on those 3 holes, then I think it's a little different conversation that we're having right now. But they learned from it. Those holes, they played a lot better on Sunday. I think the biggest thing for us for both days that they learned is we've got to play solid on both nines.
Yeah.
Erin went 37-46 as an example, and I use her as an example because she played so well on Sunday, but she knows that it could have been so much better. Yeah. With the score that she shot. So, like I said, it's a good learning tool for them. They've learned a lot about themselves, a lot about what they need to improve on. And I think it gives them a lens to kind of approach the off season in a little bit more, not necessarily disciplined way, but a little bit more focused in the little things that they need to work on. Last year, it was about getting their feet wet and getting them into college tournament experience. They were all freshmen. Yeah. Now they can kind of fine tune their games a little bit better this off season to kind of go into the spring and really kind of build on that momentum that we had towards the end of this year.
I should mention to everybody, we're in the area where they work out in the off season,
yep.
which has been a great addition to the Earlham golf program since you took over. So yep. It isn't like they have to worry about going out in bad weather. They can come in here and work on their game.
No, absolutely, and that's the expectation. It's tough being Division III as a coach. I'm hands off in the off season,
yeah.
So it's really up to the student athlete to get in here and get the work done. But in the same token, it's nice because they can work on what they need to work on. It's really difficult, as far as myself as a coach, when you've got 20 people on a roster and it's just you and another assistant. We're trying to get them to get rounds in so they can get out and actually get playing time on the golf course, right? Yeah. So it's tough for us to maneuver what every single person has to work on individually, whether that's somebody needs special attention out of the sand or somebody needs help on lag putting outside of 20 feet, or somebody needs wedge work. It's really hard for us day in and day out to really work on that. So it's really up, and the expectation that I've laid forward, and I think everybody's kind of bought into that, is, here you have the opportunities to have facilities at your disposal at all times of the day, where that's not the case everywhere else.
Yeah.
So it's up to them to come to practice early, stay at practice late, to really work on those things that they need fine tuning on, so that when tournament comes around, we've played our rounds, they've done their individual stuff, and now they can be complete. For the tournament. So I think moving into the offseason, having something like this, they can really kind of fine-tune their games a lot better than a lot of other schools.
Yeah, boy, so true. And boy, when this was built, I know you're very happy about this.
Yeah, I mean, coming from, a school where I was at, at Defiance, they had they had a facility, it was hitting into a net. There was really no short game that you could do, really hard to do any type of putting. I mean, even hitting into that net, it was really just kind of getting your muscles back into golf shape.
Yeah.
You weren't really able, hitting 20 feet in front of you without having any type of launch monitor or anything, you really couldn't see what you were doing. And, golf, I was talking to another coach about it, is kind of a three-phase sport. You need sight, hearing, and feel to be able to see exactly what you're doing. Well, you can have feel and you can have the hearing, but you don't really have the sight to see what the ball's doing. So with this facility and the fact that we have the flight scope, they can really come in here and dissect their swing to the point that they can see exactly the plane of their swing, where their face angle is at impact, all the different numbers that it has, which you get that as a pro or even a high-end Division I golfer. You don't necessarily get that a lot of the times at our level. So we're very fortunate that we've been able to be placed in the position to have facilities like this right on campus for our student athletes.
And if you're, by the way, before we get to the men, if you're thinking about playing college golf at the Division III level, stop on by Earlham College. I'm sure you'd be glad to give them a tour and show them what this is all about.
Absolutely. They just got to shoot me an email or give me a call, and we'll arrange something up for them.
Okay. All right, the men. Give us an update.
Yeah, so the men are playing tomorrow. It's kind of a weird tournament. It's a Thursday, Friday, so it's kind of different. We actually have to leave tonight because we have a fairly early tee time tomorrow, and it's 3 hours away. So we're leaving tonight. It'll kind of give us a chance to not have to be up at 4:30 in the morning to be on the road by 5. So that'll be nice for them. We're playing at Defiance. It's a potential location for where conference would be next year.
Yeah.
A lot of the coaches were still kind of unclear about what Defiance is going to do for conference, if they're going to host it at Belmont Country Club, which is in Perrysburg, up in Northwest Ohio, or if they're going to host it at their actual home course at Eagle Rock Golf Club. So this will kind of give us an opportunity to see that course and just kind of be a little bit more proactive in the event that we are going to play there come May. So I'm looking forward to it. I know the guys are looking forward to it. A little bit different of a tournament, a different course. Again, it's one of those courses that nobody's played on our team. Yeah. I've never seen it, so we kind of go in blind, but also we go in with no expectations other than, we go in with the expectation to win, but we pretty much go in sight unseen. So we're kind of looking forward to that, and it's going to be, this is a big tournament. Again, like the girls had the conference championship, the men have this tournament to kind of leapfrog us into the off season. So hopefully we can play well to provide us some momentum moving forward.
Well, as you said, that might be the benefit to you guys. If you do end up having the conference tournament there, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, because right now it's only us and Defiance that are playing there. It's a Defiance tournament, so obviously they're there, but we're the only other conference team that's playing there. So not to say it's not going to give us a leg up, because the other teams will find a way to get up there, whether it's a practice round or however they plan on doing it. But we're going to be able to play there in tournament settings for the conference championship. And no matter what, if you go play a practice round anywhere, it still doesn't simulate tournament setting. So this gives us a little bit, I don't want to say an advantage, but it gives us a little bit better of an idea how we're going to be able to handle our nerves on this course in a tournament when it actually counts, rather than just going and playing a practice round and kind of getting a feel for it. So this is kind of the best of both worlds. So we'll use it as learning tools. We always do for every tournament, but we go into it to win. So that's what our plans are for tomorrow and Friday.
It's kind of odd that you have a tournament Thursday and Friday, though.
It is, very much so. Again, you're kind of at the mercy of the golf course.
Okay.
And I know Belmont Country Club, it's one of the more highly regarded country clubs in the Toledo area. So they've got a large contingent of members. So they probably didn't want to upset them and give away their tee times on Saturday, Sunday. I mean, I'm not a problem with it.
Right.
When you sign up to be a student athlete, there's certain things that you just kind of understand. We try not to have as many missed classes as your Division I or Division IIs that they play on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they leave on Tuesday to play a practice round. So they're gone basically all week
No kidding.
during the season. So I mean, if we have to miss 2 days, We've let them know early enough in advance to where they're prepared for it. And the faculty here are fantastic to work with.
Good.
I know some of our guys are going in to do stuff today, and they were in their classes yesterday for missed work. So, and it's kind of nice too, because a lot of the professors, with it being homecoming, there's certain things that are going on around campus that don't allow them to have classes. So it kind of worked itself out that some of the classes that our guys have are being canceled. So they're not really missing too much. So we're looking forward to it.
Will you guys do some live scoring again this week?
This weekend, no. I'll try to stay as up to date on Twitter as I possibly can. Again, I'm at the mercy of the reception in the area. So hopefully I have some reception to give at least some 9-hole updates.
Okay. Coach, good to see you again,
Hey,
sir.
thanks, Troy.
Good luck
Appreciate
this
it.
weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course, again, it said Thursday, Friday, and Coach, you keep you updated. And don't forget also, go to the Earlham website, goearlham.com, for, I'm sure, a preview and everything else going on with the Earlham Golf program.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you again next week right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.